Well, good morning, everyone. It's another beautiful day here in Palm Springs, and my video today is for all of you Frank Sinatra fans. Sinatra's original desert home is located here on Alejo Road, and I'm going to do a little walk around so you can see the exterior of the home, and I'm also going to tell you a personal story about our close family friends who purchased the home from Sinatra in 1957 when he sold it to move to the Tamarisk Country Club. It's a true story, but it's so strange that it almost seems unbelievable. So it's about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm out for my walk, and I'm walking by Frank Sinatra's former Palm Springs home. You can see the plaque here. So one of the many interesting things about this house is that it has two addresses, or at least it did. The original address was 1145 East Via Calusa, which is on the other side of the house. Where I'm walking right now, this is Alejo Road. This is the entrance that, as kids, when we would come to visit our friends here, this is the entrance we would always come in. I didn't even know there was a back entrance. So I never went back to the other side. And so this is where you would drive in and park and enter through the back door. The other side, which I'm going to show you in a little bit, that's where you would enter and you would actually, well, we call them front-loaded homes now here in Palm Springs, where the pool is in the front yard. And so you would go by the pool and then into the house from there. So now, looking over the gate here, you see a circular driveway, and I remember in the center there was a large tree. I believe it was a grapefruit tree. So that's gone now, but everything else there looks exactly the same as it did back in the 1960s and 70s when we would visit. So here's the personal story that I wanted to share with you. In 1947, Frank Sinatra hired Stewart Williams to design and build this home for him. He lived here for 10 years, and in 1957, after divorcing Ava Gardner, he sold the house to our family friends Hugh and Maureen Young. They lived in this home for around 40 years until their deaths in the 1990s. Now, if you walk to the end of this street, where you see the mountain there, it's really right at the end of the street there. It's about maybe a 5-10 minute walk. You'll run into the Wellwood Murray Cemetery in downtown Palm Springs. Well, Hugh and Maureen Young are buried there, but what's really interesting to me is that E. Stewart Williams, the architect who built this home, is also buried there, very close, just a few rows away from them. But that's not the only weird coincidence. The Youngs and my grandparents, Ted and Sarah Best, were best friends for decades, and they loved Frank Sinatra. They went to all the golf classics. They saw him in Vegas. They saw him in Palm Springs. They saw him perform everywhere. They were huge fans. And my grandparents are buried just a few rows away from Frank Sinatra at Desert Memorial Park in Cathedral City. And that cemetery is just down the street from the home that he moved to in Rancho Mirage at the Tamarisk Country Club. I guess it's possible that these were all just coincidental, but it also proves to me that life, real life, can sometimes be stranger than fiction. So here's a picture of my grandparents on the left and Hugh and Maureen Young on the right, and I'm not sure if this was taken at the Chi-Chi Club in downtown Palm Springs, or if maybe it was in Las Vegas. I know they used to go to both places quite a bit, and who knows, maybe this was even a Frank Sinatra concert. So here's Frank Sinatra's Twin Palms estate, and you can see the two twin palm trees there, which is why it's called the Twin Palms estate. And you may notice that it's a little bit brighter now. I decided to come back midday because this morning it was a little bit dark, and I wanted you to be able to see it with a little bit more light. So it's around noon right now. So here's a couple of fun facts about the house that you may not be aware of. In 1950, Sinatra allowed the movie The Damned Don't Cry to be filmed at the house. It starred Joan Crawford, and he allowed filming of the exterior, but not the interior. Then in 1954, while still living in the home, he won the Best Supporting Oscar for his role in From Here to Eternity. The movie also won the Best Picture of the Year. As you can see from the plaque, the home is now an historic site, and it's also available as a luxury vacation rental. It's available for weddings, corporate events, private tours, and tours that are offered during Palm Springs Modernism Week. You can find out more information at their website, which is sinatrahouse.com. It's hard to believe that the home is 70 years old this year, and it's still one of the coolest mid-century modern homes in the desert, maybe in the world. And from what I've read, it was the architect's very first residential commission, which makes it even more interesting. So here's a view from the back side of the home that I promised you. And this street is called Calusa. And technically, this is the front entrance of the house. And you go in through these gates, and you'll see the beautiful pool, the very famous pool, just to the right side of the gates. As you can see, it's a very large and gorgeous estate with beautiful mountain views, and definitely worth a visit. So here's another view from across the street when I was here earlier this morning. Again, you can see these beautiful mountain views. In downtown is just a few blocks away. So if you're also a Sinatra fan, please leave a comment in the comment section below and give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.